Oh, hello everybody. How are we all? Nice to see you all again. Yeah, I only want to talk little old house when we win, I see. How does it feel? Mate, it's been horrible. Worst week in my life. Unbelievably disappointing. I mean, how do you think it feels, mate? Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Kicking Haas. And after K-Mag magnificently won the Miami Grand Prix last time out, we are back for Catalunya. I don't know if the track's going to suit us particularly well or not, but we were so dominant with him in Miami. Why not? Why can't we go and win again? And you can see that the result with Sargeant, of course, in third as well. Brilliant day for the team. Not only are we up in fourth now, but only 7 points back of Mercedes in third. So big hopes that we can make this into a really memorable season for us. And K-Mag up there in fifth in the Drivers' Championship, just a point back of Lewis Hamilton. So yeah, again, it could continue to go on to be a wonderful thing for us this season. Now, in terms of the car, we haven't updated it at all as of yet. There is 2 more updates to come soon in the chassis and the front wing, which are being developed. No, chassis and front wing are being manufactured. The side pods and the rear wing are currently being researched or designed, I should say. So we'll get those going as soon as we can, obviously. But for now, there's no additional changes to the car for this particular race. Now, if we do just quickly go back to our drivers, Logan Sargeant has a development point we can add on, and we will add that into control for him, I think. Or do we want him to be faster? Let's make him faster, then we'll sort of go up with control till we get to about 75, and then we can have a think. Let me know what you guys think, how we develop. At some point, I suppose, overtaking and defending, adaptability, smoothness as well will need to be worked on. But I think for now, we probably just want to get some pace and consistency control and that into his repertoire. K-Mag doesn't have anything to add. Kalen Frederick, though, does. And again, I think with Kalen right now, it's just about making him faster. He becomes a 56 rated driver, so well done to him. And only average growth potential already, and he's 20 years old, so that's not particularly looking good for his future long term, is it? So there we go, that is that. Now, if we have a look at the staff, our race engineer here, which is K-Mag's race engineer, has a development point as well. So we'll put that into feedback, I guess. Pit crew management's always a little bit tempting to go for, but we'll go with the feedback for now. And that is that. Nothing else has happened. So let's go and have a look at the race and what we're expecting here. The circuit information looks as though we are expecting a wet qualifying, but a dry race. We've got sectors there for qualifying. Red is sector 1, blue sector 2, and yellow sector 3. Sections by speed. Has a little bit of everything, Old Barcelona, which is why it's one of the main testing tracks. We've got car attributes that are required there. Time considerations as well. And expected strategies. It's a 2-stop. Now, that begs the question, how marginal is soft, medium, soft? And do I want to troll? Do I want to try and save a medium set of tyres in free practice? We'll have to have a think about that one. Last season, K-Mag finished with DNF. Oh, yeah, I remember this one. K-Mag ran out of petrol, and Logan Sargeant was a lap down in 15th, sorry. So, yeah, hopefully we can get... My fuel management strategy is going to be better this season. All right, qualifying position. So we're looking for one car in 12th. I think we can reach Q3 and therefore reach Q2. Finishing position of 12th, I don't like guaranteeing fastest lap. And we need one car in the top 14 here in the race to get $500,000. And we need one car in the top 14 here to get, what's that, quarter mil? A little bit more than that. So yeah, we could have 1.2 million coming our way with some decent results here. So let's go to Spain. And there we go, confirmation of a wet qualifying. Everything else there is looking though it's going to be dry. I'm going to do free practice and I'll see you for qualifying. Okay, we have done free practice and I've got to say it's looking fairly decent. FP1, we had Logan Sargeant out there in 8th and then Kalen Frederick as well in 14th, which is okay. FP2 though, K-Mag jumped in, went 2nd with Sargeant in 4th, and only the 2 Red Bulls that were ahead of us, or ahead of Sargeant anyway, and then exactly the same for FP3. So it's looking like Verstappen and Magnussen might be in a battle for first, and then Perez and Sargeant for third. But we'll go and see exactly how that plays out. Now, in terms of setups, you can see now, I think K-Mag had a higher setup, so we'll go back to that. Yeah, everything is looking good. We haven't got any rain yet, so that would suspect that rain will be on its way. I did save a set of medium tyres because I'm thinking at some point we're not going to need softs for qualifying. So hopefully this rain shows up. So excellent job by the boys. They went out there, one run, popped in their lap, third and fourth, sorry, on the grid. So that's excellent. And the cars that have gone there, both Williams, both Aston Martins, and one of the Alpha Tauris. Now, Q2, this is where it usually gets a little bit more interesting. And still, we have no sign of rain. Okay, so we are coming out. It is still no rain, no sign of rain. It's just Sargeant that's come out. I'm confident Magnussen is going to get through the session. I mean, Sargeant is currently in third, but he's only about 3/10 outside of being eliminated. So I don't want to take any risks on that front. But then we've got another 2.5 tenths or so forward to Magnussen. So like I say, relatively confident he'll get through. Not a purple or a green first sector from Sargeant. There's a little bit of green behind him, but not too much to make you think that he's going to be in any sort of real trouble here. He's done a green second sector. And as cars come across the finish line, Perez goes ahead of him. But it doesn't look like anybody else is really going to threaten him. So both cars are through to Q3. So confirmation of that second and fourth on this occasion. Bottas, Alonso, Gasly, Ricciardo, and Vettel, who crashed and didn't set a time, are the eliminatees. All right, so it should be rain. There is rain on the track, so we are going to... This could get interesting, couldn't it? I thought I set him to highest confident, 99. So why do we not have that set up on the car? Please, game. All right, let's go. Now, it is right on the edge of wet or dry, so we'll go out there. We will put a lap in on...
So it's raining, just watch out.
Yeah, on these tyres. And then... Well, then I don't really know what to do here. The track is sort of right on the edge, which makes me think... would we have been better off putting on a bit of a gamble here and trying for a dry tyre lap?
No rain expected. No rain expected.
Okay, it says 55% chance though. So, and it is getting a little bit wetter now. I think we've got to go for it, don't we? Let's just get a lap in. If it dries out, it dries out, I suppose. So we're on board with Sargeant. K-Mag is behind him on track just now. It looks as though they're both going to have a relatively clean go at this. We'll get a first sector time. Purple, obviously, because he's the first man setting a lap. We don't know exactly how quick it is. But look at that. The track is drying. It dries and it gets a little bit wetter. Purple for K-Mag. He's gone faster again. Is Sargeant going to get held up there by the Red Bull? Doesn't look like it. He gets... passed fairly cleanly, and we shouldn't get held up too badly by this car in front, because they're going to go and start their lap now. And just as it gets to the point where you think maybe it might be wanting to put a set of dries on, it starts to get a little bit wetter. But I think what we might do, as this gets drier and drier and drier, is get back in as quick as we can, stick a set of slicks on if it's still, and just see how we go. So never mind that plan. By the time we got back to the pits, it is officially wet now. So if it was going to happen, we've missed that boat. And, well, there's an argument to say that everybody's missed the boat now, and it's just not going to make a difference. I think the track's just going to be too wet for anybody to go any faster. So we are on board with K-Mag. Now, of course, if no one can go faster, K-Mag's going to get himself another pole position here, which is brilliant. We do have some green sectors towards the back of the top 10. Now, is that because their first laps were particularly poor, or is that because the track is getting better? Now, of course, they're not purple. They need to go purple to go faster than us, and they're not doing that. Where did that Ferrari go? So Leclerc, Verstappen. So no, I think we are going to get back-to-back pole positions. It's only Sargeant that can beat him. It's Haas, back-to-back pole positions. Is K-Mag going to be the man that goes back-to-back? Sargent's about to come across the line. He stays fifth. Kevin Magnussen, you little genius. So it is back-to-back pole positions. We had to get out there early, and we did the right thing in the end. Sargeant is fifth on the grid, and we've got Verstappen quite a ways back. Another Red Bull, though, is up there. Our battle, though, we're thinking it's with Mercedes, potentially maybe Alpine behind us, and we're ahead of all of them, which is excellent news. So, strategy-wise, And it is supposed to be a dry race, and we did save a set of medium tires. So what do we do here? Let's go and have a look at options. If we were to do a strategy A, there's a lot of wiggle room there, isn't there? That makes me think you could almost one-stop this. So, I mean, soft, medium, soft is the way you want to do it, isn't it? If you don't need to use, if you can use the soft tire twice, why would you not do that? I don't think I'm misreading that situation. So I think it's a slam dunk on strategy B, unless I'm drastically missing something, which might well be the case, but I don't see a reason to not do that. And yeah, we'll use our deploy early on to try and, in K-Mag's place, get a good start and break DRS. And in Sargeant's place, try and make up some easy positions. Okay, welcome back. And for the second race in a row, look at K-Mag parked up there on pole position. And, well, let's see if he does have the out-and-out pace here to potentially go and win this. Now, if we're being completely honest, as Perez looks like he's dropped a place on a medium tyre, on out-and-out pace in free practice, Verstappen was the fastest. Now, it's a bit of a mix. All three tyre compounds are being used out there. Sargeant may have got himself a position past Ocon here. It's not quite done yet. If he can send it perhaps around the outside of the inside for the next corner, it's difficult to stay there, but he's got the better or the softer tyres. And can he stick a move on Perez while he's here? It doesn't look like he can, as we've got a crash in Sector 2. But there's Magnussen up front, so both of our guys are clear. And it's Bottas with a lockup that's probably gone back towards the back of the field. We'll go to times 2 here, and we'll see if we can take full advantage of these soft tyres. And K-Mag has already got a second clear. So that makes me think we can probably just look to save his ERS. And let's see what we can do here with Mr. Sargeant. But yeah, Magnussen almost 2 seconds clear. That's wonderful stuff from him. Of course, Verstappen is going to be the one, isn't he? He's currently behind us. We're all stuck behind Hamilton, and we've played this game before, haven't we? Can we get one down the outside? What a move from Logan Sargeant. Can he finish it off? He can. First and third. And if we can get past Hamilton nice and quickly here as well, DRS will be activated this lap, though we won't actually have access to it. But if we can get ourselves first and second, with Hamilton being a bit of a cork in the bottle, then this could go very, very nicely for us indeed. There is confirmation of DRS. Do we have enough to go down the inside of Hamilton here? We know Sargeant isn't the best overtaker going around, but he's using his soft tyres nicely. He's got the inside line, and that should be job done, shouldn't it? I think he's cleared him, and there we go. Haas first, Haas second. So we have K-Mag driving away with this thing again. Sargeant has just set a fastest lap, which we can see there. He has not been able to break free of the Hamilton Red Bull Alpine train. So he just kind of, some laps he holds Hamilton off, other laps Hamilton goes past him, but he's getting him straight back, which is a positive, obviously. Looking at strategy here, we are kind of on board. In terms of tyre wear, it's all looking fine. There's been a bit of an incident there because there's a gap between Hamilton and Perez has had a spin. So the Red Bull's 10th and 12th right now. I'm slightly concerned there might be some one-stoppers, but I think Magnussen is showing the pace that I don't think it's necessarily going to matter. If we actually needed to push him on, I mean, he could be going even faster. So to be cruising around in 8.5 seconds clear, it's a good place for him to be. And Sargeant, yeah, maybe we just need to consider an undercut on Hamilton here. Just try and get free of his DRS. Alright, so Sargeant has just entered his pit window. I think we do have a little bit of extra tyre wear to play with. I think we're going to look for an undercut here on Hamilton. And hopefully what's not going to happen is Hamilton comes into the pits this lap as well. So let's see what happens. He doesn't come in. Okay. So he should find some free track there. He does. That's worked out fairly well for us. Let's just get this there. We'll push on. We will get a deploy or two lap in here and hopefully cut that gap so that when Hamilton does stop, we've been able to do the undercut. Urs is now empty, so it wasn't much of a of a deployment lap. But yeah, we'll just have to, we'll see how this goes when Hamilton stops now. Okay, so pit stops have started across the field. Magnussen is coming in. Is Hamilton coming in as well? He is. So where does Sargeant come out ahead of him? Okay, so that's more like it. First and third. And I mean, Magnussen's had his lead cut into by Sargeant, but Sargeant has been going sort of balls to the wall. Now, Gasly, I'm assuming, hasn't stopped yet. I think both of the Alfa Romeos were on hard tyres to start with, which may even look at the gap that Sargeant's got on Hamilton. That undercut has worked an absolute charm. Now, what tyre compounds? Medium. So they're not going to the end either. So this is working out okay. We might just, now we've got that undercut done, need to back it off a little bit. A competitor has crashed. It's neither of our two guys. Now, what we don't need right now is a safety car. That would hurt things somewhat. It's Leclerc that's crashed, so that's absolutely fine. Okay, so Sargeant's tyre wear is a little bit of an issue. Hamilton is closing on him as well. We do have the option, of course, with a medium set of tyres to go medium to the end. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. If we look at previous lap times, now they are going through traffic, but Hamilton half a second faster. So, and that is, the gap is coming down and down and down. So, yeah, slightly concerning. But K-Mag, for the second race in a row, is just having a Sunday afternoon cruise out in front. It's magnificent stuff if he can keep it on the track. All right, so Sargeant is officially coming under pressure from Hamilton. Now, I don't want to stop him early here because then the soft tyres are going to have to go that little bit further. What sort of tyre condition? So Hamilton has much fresher tyres. So the fact that, I mean, they've been catching quite comfortably. I don't see a sense in pitting him early and looking for an undercut again. I mean, I think we're naturally going to get an undercut because we are going to run out of grip before Hamilton does. So I don't think, or guess what I'm saying is that we don't need to sort of manufacture an undercut. It's going to come naturally unless they come in earlier, in which case we can just come in the next lap and we should have relatively fresher tyres to fight with. But we'll see. I mean, he's doing a decent job holding his own here so far. You can see Verstappen in the background there as well. So he is making his way forward, as you would have expected him to do. And in fact, has now joined this battle as well. I think what we'll do is we'll come in on the optimum lap. So we've got another lap probably to do. Maybe we come in one lap sooner. Maybe we come in this lap, because he does have a little bit of extra tyre life as well. Although he doesn't have fresh set of new tyres. They're both roughly the same. So we'll do that.
It's a race position gained
and see what happens. Yeah, but K-Mag, I mean, K-Mag has just not even had to look at him. 20 odd seconds, 19 seconds he is up the road. It's the dream scenario. As long as he doesn't, yeah. So we'll pit him this lap. He does have a fresh set of soft tyres.
Box, Kevin, box.
So let's see what the pit stop for Sargeant is like. It's 3.1, so it's roughly what we do. We've come out in 8th. Magnussen might even pit and come out in the lead here, you know. No, he's come out in 3rd. Verstappen is pit, and Sargeant comes out in front of him. So that could be big. We've got, he's going to be all over the back of him. New fastest lap for Sargeant. We should probably have a bit of a crack at a fastest lap here for K-Mag, actually. Because he does have a lot of extra petrol on board. And he also has a fully charged battery here. So let's see what he can do. We'll go on a deploy lap. And Hamilton has come in the pits. Are we going to come out in front of him? Yes, we are. Magnussen's lap, green, purple. Is he going to go and set a fastest lap of the race? I think he did. Yeah, he did. And we can now take him back off of deploy, of course. And,
Red Bull moved up.
well, it's all about Sargeant now, isn't it? Sargeant and Verstappen for second place. Alright, so there's about 10 laps to go, and Sargeant is just starting to fall away from Verstappen. The reason for that is we've got his tyres on light. He's just getting to the point where he might not get to the end with any sort of speed, and I think I'd rather book in a third, you know, a 4.5 second back to Hamilton, gap back to Hamilton, than try and go all out to stay with Verstappen. Oh, that looked a little close. So it's looking as though it might be a first and third. Maybe Max will make a mistake, or later on, maybe he's... Well, if you look at the tyre life, everybody else has way fresher tyres than what Sargeant does. So, with the exception of maybe Alonso. So, yeah, it's a little bit of a shame that we haven't been able to, you know, maybe fight a little bit more with Sargeant. But we'll take a first and third, won't we, for 2 races? That is absolutely brilliant. Of course, we're not there yet. We know that our drivers do like to send it off into the sticks every now and again. So hopefully they stay on the track and don't end up in the weeds. Okay, so 3 laps to go. And it is just getting a little bit close behind Sargeant. Ocon and Hamilton. Now, unfortunately, what they're doing is they're DRSing each other down the straights. And so they're catching us quite quick, which is a little bit troubling. 2 laps to go, 1.2 seconds. They are about to come into DRS. But you see what I mean? They're just sort of slingshotting each other down the straights. And poor old Logan Sargeant is somewhat sitting up there. A little bit of a... Well, just a sitting duck, really. I'm hopeful we're going to have enough on this last lap here to be able to just use the ERS to defend. Magnussen is starting the final lap of the race. If he can keep it on the track, he's going to win back-to-back Grand Prix, which is absolutely incredible. But let's see what Sargeant can do here. If he can stay in front down this straight, then there's not many other opportunities. Hamilton's having a go. Oh no, Sargeant, you've got to fight that, mate. Wrong way. Come on, mate. Come on. Let's go overtake.
Make sure you give some energy.
No, let's just go deploy. Stuff it. Let's just... Come on, mate. You can do this. You can get him back. Let's go attack on the tyres as well. We've got to get him back on this podium. K-Mag is coming around the final chicane. He is about to win the Spanish Grand Prix.
Okay, we're happy to push.
Come on. Can Sargeant... Oh, Hamilton's run a little bit wide there. Magnussen comes across. He's about to win the Grand Prix. Go on, K-Mag. We've done back-to-back wins. But Hamilton and Sargeant, we're around the outside. Can we get that done? Stick with it, mate. Stick with it. Up the inside. I think he's going to do it. Is he? Oh, come on, Sargeant. Has he done this? There's Hamilton, and I think he's got it. I think he's got it. We're okay for petrol, are we? I think so. Let's just go back to balance to make sure. He comes out of the chicane, and Sargeant, is he going to do it? Oh no, Hamilton! Hamilton's done him around the outside. Logan! Oh, he's missed the podium by 0.23 of a second. First and fourth. So a perfect weekend for K-Mag. Pole position, fastest lap, and the win. Verstappen did well to get back to second. Sargeant moves up a spot. He was so close to getting on the podium himself there, but just not quite to be at the end of the day there, was it? Now let's have a look at these driver standings. K-Mag up to third Is he in? I mean, the Red Bulls are going to be tough for him to run down, aren't they? But the car is looking good. We've got a few more pieces to come as well. Sargeant now up to 7th. And in the Constructors, we are now up to 2nd. A long, long way back from Red Bull. But, well, this could be huge. 2nd in the Constructors. What a time to be alive and be a Haas fan. We truly are just starting to kick some Haas now, aren't we? So do we have any driver development points? None, even though Frederick did FP1. That's a bit disappointing. But there we go. If you've enjoyed that, make sure you hit thumbs up. Double victories, almost double podiums, double podiums. And that makes sense, right? Yeah, this is brilliant. Really, really good stuff. We'll have new parts on the car, hopefully for the next race, which I want to say is Monaco. I think Monaco's after Spain, isn't it? So, well, we know there, if we qualify on the front row, we're probably going to finish there as well. Take care.